Hey guys, I am Kiru and welcome to another daily challenge. This is going to be the daily challenge for January the 10th, 2014, but before I get started, I have some stuff to go over. So in the January 8th daily challenge, this is the bet daily challenge that I had with Mr. Falcon and the Spelunky file. I won. I won flat out with a very impressive $1.1 million score. So I'm just going to go ahead and pull up my official Spelunky scoreboard here and give that a quick update. So right now we have Mr. Falcon sitting at 1 win, myself winning here with 1 win, and Spelunky file, you need a victory pretty soon. So since I did win, the Spelunky file and Mr. Falcon will have to play a game of my choosing. And here's the game I'm going to have them play. Have fun with that. So for today's daily challenge, I don't really have anything, particular planned in terms of how far I want to get, or if I want to try even try to get to hell. Today I think it's just going to be mainly a exploration type daily challenge where I just try to get used to some of the other levels, particularly the worm level. I have problems in that stage because I tend to die a lot. It's a lot easier when you have the items to move around in that area, but without them, it's an incredibly hard level. Until you're used to it, it's going to remain that way. So until I, get there, I do have some other things I would like to go over before, I eventually die. And that can't happen at any particular point in time, so I should probably get right on that. So, for anyone that has seen the video for the Spelunky bet versus the Spelunky versus video, it's an incredibly long video. My run was 1 hour and 40 minutes, Mr. Falcon's was 1 hour and 20 minutes, and Spelunky's was 50 minutes long. And we've all pretty much come to the conclusion that, dark levels. We've all pretty much come to the conclusion that we're all getting a little bit sick of the ghosting. And in a game like this, if you're trying to go for a score, you really can't not ghost. So, I'm going to blow up this spider really quick. Wow, that pace went flying in a really weird way. We more or less need a new way of challenging ourselves. So we can still do the daily bet versus like we have been so far. It's just we need a new way of measuring our Spelunky penises, as it were. Dog, you need to go down there. And I need this crate, which has a compass, which is actually pretty good. Like, if I was trying for score, I really would be trying to ghost all these things, but ghosting just takes up way too much time, and for us to, in my case, render it, and for, I believe it was Mr. Falcon's case, uploading it, it just takes up way too much time. So in today's video, I'm hoping to just kind of brainstorm what other kinds of runs we could do instead of, working on a high score. So I'm just going to put a bomb down here, hide up here in the corner, and we'll put Monty down and take our Matic over to the exit and clear all this. So I've given, it some thought as to other things we could do. So, oh, this bug's going away. Whatever, I'm not going for a high score run, so I don't really care. So, potentially one of the things that we could do is try to go for distance rather than score. So the way that would work is, dog needs to go down there. The way that would essentially work is, I'm not even going to bother with you, Jedi. We all compete to get as far as we can in the daily challenge instead of going for score. So it's really going to be a who can get the furthest. So basically it's going to give us some sort of incentive to get to hell versus being doing this the pacifist way and just going for Omic. So for instance, if I only make it to Omic, I only make it to 4-4, Spelunky makes it to, 4-3 for instance, and Mr. Falcon is the only one of us that goes for hell, and makes it to 5-1 where he immediately dies, then he would be the winner of that challenge. The spider is going to give me some form of grief, so let's just leave him be. This one too. You can go hang out there, I'm low on bombs. Now, in the unusual event that we have a tie, actually it probably won't even be that unusual. We're all pretty proficient spelunkers, so I would imagine that, you know, at least maybe 2 of us would get to hell, or even potentially defeat King Yama. So in the event that happened, then the tiebreaker would be whoever has the highest score. So you would still have some incentive to do some ghosting, but you just would not need to do it excessively. You only really need to do the votes, and that's about it. Because doing all that ghosting really puts your well-being at risk. I'm gonna drop this down here. I'm thinking we actually missed our Ooh Jedi, unless it's on the next floor, but I don't really care for today's run. I kinda want to just go straight to the worm level and do things there, as well as maybe the mothership. So you would still have some incentive to do some ghosting, and you just wouldn't have to do it, you know, excessively. You only really need to ghost the votes, and that's about it. Anything else, and what's the point? Dog needs to come with me. And we'll just throw Dog over. Hopefully he hasn't fallen on spikes. Now alternatively, we could also theoretically also do speed runs on this, but there's a lot of easy ways to die in a speed run. So probably not a good idea for that, even though I have considered it. Ugh. So I'll just drop down here and kill the snake. Now, alternatively, since, okay, there's our key. Since even those kinds of runs would still be fairly long, I think a typical hell run will last about, oh, I don't know, 40 minutes? I guess that's not too bad. I've had hell runs that lasted longer, about maybe an hour, depending on how passive I'm being. But alternatively, we could also be using a time-based daily challenge. So I actually need to be at the end of the level to explain this a little bit more clearly, but essentially how this would work is we have half an hour to get as much treasure as we can. I'm going to pop down, hopefully not take fall damage, and we didn't, which is good. Oh, I should check our spikes. There's no spikes. So we would have half an hour to get... Oh, wow, that was stupid. Thankfully I have 7 ropes. We would have half an hour to get as much treasure as we can. So Can I blow this up? I would like to blow this up, please. And I'll kill the snake first. We would have to try and get as much money as we still can, but we would be under a time limit to do so. So there'd be no real... It'd be harder to justify ghosting, because in order for the ghost to show up, you have to wait for like 2.5 minutes to pass. Come on, blow up. Thank you. It's right there. So it's not that you wouldn't be able to ghost, but you would have to ghost in the mines and the... Haha. I don't mind taking that damage just because I knew he was going to potentially throw me into... Screw it, we'll just take everything. Oh, I've lost my train of thought now. Is the ghost? Oh, okay. Yeah, whatever. I'm just gonna leave. So it's not that you wouldn't be able to ghost, but because of the time limit, you would pretty much have to ghost in these early levels. So I am going to be looking for the dog so I can go to the worm level. It'd be nice if I had a cape or something, but I don't think it's going to happen. It seems unlikely. Unless he has one. Potentially in the mystery box. Okay, we'll pop a rope down then. I don't know why I popped the rope down. I still need the dog. And essentially how this would work is, I'll buy this. At the end of the level, you have a hub gun that is useless. Maybe in the worm level that'd be useful. I need that dog then. And I keep getting sidetracked too, which I do apologize for. So it's Monkey needs it, but you know Spelunky, you cannot not be focusing on this game. So whenever you leave a level, it shows your score and it shows your time. Okay, there's our dog. So I guess I'll just blow this up. And basically that's what we would use to determine our score. So the last score that is recorded before our half-hour time limit, that's a score that we use for our first score. So if I make it in the door with 10 seconds to spare, then that's the last score that I have. However, if I make it in the door, say, I don't know, 10 seconds after the half hour point, so 3 minutes, 10 seconds, then that score does not count, and I must use the previous score that I received. So let's say, I don't know, the last door I made it into, I made it in at 28 minutes, and my score at that time was 50,000. Let's say I take a fairly long time on that next floor, and I make it in at 3 minutes and 10 seconds with a score of 50,000. I will only be allowed to use the 10,000 score from the 28 minute mark. So I don't think there's anything else on this floor that I need. I'm going to go throw the dog up here, and we are going to go hang out in the worm. Oh, I should have brought the webcam with me. I was going to do that too. Oh shoot. Oh well. We're just gonna hang out in the worm anyways. This is more of me getting used to this level than anything else. So it's not like I'm even going for a high score run or anything like that. So let's see what we got going on here. Now potentially we can also be doing no gold runs in the daily challenge, which, you know, doesn't make any sense because it's a daily challenge, but daily challenges are a good way of... These worms are a serious pain in the butt. The daily challenges are a good way to kind of measure your Spelunky skill, because everyone gets the exact same layout. That never happens at any other time. And essentially how that one would work... Oh, these are going to corner me. I'm not liking this at all. Drop down. Drop down again. So he's gonna go fall to his death. Oh, I died. I got squished by the weird blocky thing. Oh well, that's fine. I wasn't intending for this to be a long video anyways. So at least now I can actually focus on what I'm actually trying to talk about then. So the way a no gold run would work on a daily challenge is, we all compete to see how far we can get without picking up any gold. So how would we actually measure that? Well, typically, you try to get as far as you can. This minute you pick up gold, you die. So that way at least give us, you know, some idea of where we are when looking at the leaderboards, whether or not, you know, we won or not. But of course we wouldn't know for sure until after our videos get uploaded. In the unusual event that, say, 2 players make it to the exact same level and they both pick up gold, say on, I don't know, 4-1 for instance, then you would break the tie by taking the total number of ropes and the total number of bombs, putting that together, and whoever has more items is the one that wins. Since any kind of exploration in a no gold run increases your risk of picking up gold, so that would be a way of, you know, giving incentive to actually explore the level and pick up crates. And in the unusual event again that, I don't know, let's say by some miraculous miracle that ropes and bombs are identical for both players, then the tiebreaker would be the number of passive items that the person possesses. So, jetpack, Jedi, Kapala, climbing gloves, stuff like that. So if Pensky File had jetpack, glasses, Kapala, and Jedi, and Mr. Falcon only had jetpack, gloves, and Kapala, then Pensky File would win because he has 4 things versus Mr. Falcon has 3 things. So, we're just going to have to come up with some other kind of way to challenge ourselves with these daily challenges, with these Spelunky verses, as I've seen to be calling them. So if you have any ideas of what we can do, please leave a comment in the section below, or tweet them at my Twitter, at _KaruKaru. There will be a link to that in the description below. So okay, so now that we've gone over all that, let's take a look at our leaderboard for today. So I think Mr. Falcon is currently inside his run. And this is a pretty poor daily challenge. But I wasn't playing for high score, so that's fine. So let's see how... Not this one. Change filter. This is what I want. So... Not a whole lot of people are doing particularly well today. I think there's only maybe an hour and a half left in today's daily challenge, so... Doesn't look like today's been a good daily challenge. I look forward to seeing how other people have done for today. And can I actually go back to the 8th one? Yes, I can. So, yeah, nice. Number 5 in the world. So... Yeah. If you want a very easy $1 million run, just go for the... plasma gun. It basically allows you to completely wipe out the temple and the ice caves. Well, ice cave, 4-4, the one that you go back to again, but that was basically what made my run. It's that plasma gun. So, until next time, thank you all so very much for watching. I hope you're having a fantastic day.